that was used to beautify the walls, you will know that God gave attention to detail because it was designed to capture dimensions. When I say capture dimensions, most of us may not understand what I'm saying, so I need to give us an example of what I mean. Are you with me? Somewhere in northern Nigeria, while I was preaching the gospel, I met this guy. He was caught up by the power of the Holy Spirit, and it was obvious that there was a strong demonic entity that had possessed him. At the end of the deliverance session, he decided to open up to tell me at what point he encountered Satan that deeply that led to the situation that I saw during the time of the deliverance. He was in a typical remote environment, hamlet, village, where the source of water is the stream that flows around. And unfortunately for him, when he went to take water from the river, he met a spirit. A spirit leaped out of the water and suspended in midair and was speaking to him from there. So we've been looking for you for a long time. There's a wisdom we have that we want to give you. Are you interested? He said, yes, I want wisdom. Okay. The spirit gave him, there's something we call in Nigeria alligator pepper. You may not know it. You know you don't eat pepper here, so you don't know what pepper is. It's a strange kind of pepper. That spirit gave him alligator pepper to eat so that he could go high in the spirit before he will unveil the wisdom to him. He was flat in the flesh, so he needed something to move him, so it was alligator pepper that they gave him. When he chewed it, it's hot. It changed his level. So because of the change, a transition in levels, he was in a state where he could receive the instructions from that spirit. That was how the spirit revealed to him the texture of the realm in which he dwells. Are you with me? The texture of the realm in which he dwells. And if you want to interact with his realm, you need to set up a shrine. A shrine that mirrors his realm. Are you there? If you can mirror his realm and establish it in a physical location, you can bring the dimension of that spirit to this physical location. That was how he became a Sangoma and began to consult for people. Politicians came to visit him because he knows the incantations. Meanwhile, he went and he set up the shrine, and it mirrored the dimension of that spirit. So when he uses incantation, he can invite the spirit to come into this physical location. And in the eyes of the spirit, he is still in the same realm because the shrine mirrors his dimension. So the shrine, the environment of the shrine can accommodate its reality. You are not with me. Now, there's no way we can do our work this evening if you are not here. Politicians began to consult him because he became a master of managing that dimension where that spirit was. People were coming to make contact to a spiritual being, but they were contacting that spiritual being in a physical location. Because the dimension of that being was mirrored in that location. So the spirit could be trapped. The essence of the spirit can be trapped in that physical location. That was how the temple was built. So it's not just architecture or civil engineering. It was revelation. Because the dimension of spiritual entities were supposed to be trapped in a physical location. That temple was built to accommodate so human beings can come and minister there, just like Zechariah was ministering. Are you there? But because the temple was built to accommodate other dimensions, Angel Gabriel came into the same location, and they were operating from different dimensions, but they met in the temple because the temple is a collocation of many dimensions trapped into a physical location. Oh, you are not following me? Let me see how I can make it easier for you to verse 19. Let me see if I can attempt. Okay. Are you there in 19? And the angel answering and said unto him, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God. First question I have for you is, where was Zechariah? You are not following. I'm talking about dimensions. Zechariah was where? And Gabriel was talking about a dimension of the presence of God that Zechariah obviously doesn't know. The dimension of the presence of God under which we have ministered in the continent of Africa has brought us where we are. If we are going to make any progress, we will need to trap another dimension. Now listen, are you there? The dimension that Zacharias operated was a dimension where prayers were manufactured, where incense was generated. It was a realm where petition ascended. It was a realm where sacrifice was brought. The realm that Gabriel was coming from is a realm where prayers are answered. You know, I know you know how to pray, but you don't know how to answer prayer. Gabriel was speaking from the realm where prayers are answered. Zechariah was operating from the realm where prayers were manufactured. So he came from where prayers are answered and he said, it's okay, this prayer point is no longer necessary. The prayer has been heard, and thy wife Elizabeth will bear thee a son. You will now discover that even people that pray may not even have faith to believe in the possibility of the things they pray about. So in the place where prayer is manufactured, some kind of unbelief and all of that litters that place. The place where prayer is answered, there's no unbelief there. It's a realm of a perpetual spiritual reality, where there's no shadow of turning. It's a perpetual continuum that is shaped after the order of the eternal now. So in that realm, past and present, future, they merge into one reality. If you are operating where prayers are answered, maybe the source of your problem is something that took place when you were 12 years old. In bringing an answer to your condition, this realm can access that 12 years old. That 12 years old time is still available for access and manipulation from the other side. It was when Gabriel came that we knew that Zechariah did not know so much of the realm of God, but he knew how to offer incense. He knew what he was called to do. But he did not understand the maze of the effect of that which he was doing in other dimensions of the presence of God. Many of you trivialize your prayer when you pray in tongues. See, the impact of your tongues is not, if only your eyes can open to see the temple into which you pray those prayers, you will see the fire that is generated on the account of your effort. Your level of spiritual capacity will be determined by how many dimensions you understand. There are many in our midst here that have been brought into the realm of life, and you know what it means to be saved. There are also many more in this place that there are few that have entered into the realm where there is government. So many people have experienced what it means to be saved. In the same presence of God, there is a place where there is government, where the impact and the implication of a governing king is felt, and he manipulates everything according to the counsel of his will. You may not have experienced that place. That is why you have the preferences that you sustain. That is why you have the style you sustain. But the moment you have access to another dimension where another reality becomes emphasized, it's going to shape you further. And you even look back at where you were, and you will wonder the kind of captivity that you are accepted, just because you were limited to one dimension. He says, I am Gabriel. There was no need for an introduction until Zechariah doubted his message. Then he said, I am Gabriel, and I stand in the presence of God. Are you there? Okay, so that's how the temple was built. So many dimensions were captured. So if you stay long in the temple, you are supposed to bump into angels, bump into cherubims. Just one space. Human beings are colliding with, because all those dimensions were captured within the framework of that building. Are you still with me? Okay, now that you have gotten there, let me add another matter. In the Gospels, an attempt was made to unveil a personality. A personality that is in the center of, he's the object of our faith. Our faith as Christians is not in an idea, it's not in a philosophy, it's in a person. Are you there? The person of Jesus. In order to establish adequate witness of a matter, because we are dealing with spiritual things. So if Apostle Dabbs encounters a certain spiritual thing and he brings witness, and I also encounter, under different circumstances, we were not comparing notes, I encounter the same spiritual reality and I bring witness. Then you that is judging can now say, at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every such issue that was raised, every such encounter that has the same trend can be confirmed to be accurate. Especially if the encounter is healthy in the eyes of scriptures. When the issue of Jesus became the subject matter, 2 witnesses were not sufficient to unveil his dimensions. That's why we have 4 gospels. And each gospel